Tapped the bar twice, then he set it down. Third pass, the glass was already there. I didn't order anything. Ice melting slow in the dead bar air. And the condensation runs down the side like it's got somewhere to be, like it's got every right to take what's left of me. There's a ring on the wood where nothing was this morning, a perfect circle where the dry used to live. I didn't ask for this ring forming, but it stays like it's got something to give. Quiet theft, it just takes what it wants. His back is turned, he's rinsing at the sink. He doesn't know he left a witness here. I watch the water bleed into the grain, the only movement in this place all year. And the condensation runs down the side, making its way without permission. A slow transaction I didn't sign. There's a ring on the wood where nothing was this morning, a perfect circle where the dry used to live. I didn't ask for this ring forming, but it stays like it's got something to give. Quiet theft, it just takes what it wants. I don't know this floor. One ring, and I don't know. There's a ring on the wood where nothing was this morning, a perfect circle where the dry used to live. I didn't ask for this ring forming, but it stays like it's got something to give. Quiet theft, it just takes and takes, takes and takes. fold on the green plastic face. The ceiling's got a stain shaped like a state. I don't remember putting out the light. I don't remember lying down tonight. And the green light paints the wall, the only thing that moved it all. Since whenever it was I closed my eyes, or didn't. Something stole the hours between the last one I counted and this one I see. I was here the whole time, or I wasn't. The clock doesn't tell on me, it just glows. There's a television on somewhere through the wall. Laughter that doesn't belong to this room. The sheet is pulled up to my chin, but I don't remember pulling it. And the green light paints the wall, patient like it's been waiting for me to notice it's the only thing that stays. Something stole the hours between the last one I counted and this one I see. I was here the whole time, or I wasn't. The clock doesn't tell on me, it just glows. Took me in. Maybe I dreamed the whole chain of events and woke up in the same place I've always been. The same place I've always been. The same green face, the same stain on the ceiling. Something stole the hours between the last one I counted and this one I see. I was here the whole time, or I wasn't. The clock doesn't tell on me, it just glows and glows. The sleeve hangs past the seat cushion, almost touching the floor. It's been there since I don't know when, Tuesday maybe, or the day before. The shape of an arm I don't wear anymore. I couldn't move it, could hang it on the hook by the door. The hook she put in, the hook I've never used once, but it stays where it landed. There's a chair at the table, just one now. The other one faces the wall. I eat standing up most nights. The jacket doesn't seem to mind. I could move it, I could hang it on the hook by the door. The hook she put in, the hook I've never used once, but it stays where it landed. The pocket still holds a receipt from a place I don't remember going. The fabric holds the shape of shoulders better than mine ever did. I think it fits the chair better than it fit me. I could move it, but then I'd have to sit down, and I'm not ready for what that looks like. The jacket stays, it's earned the chair more than I have.
The jacket stays.
She leans in with a coffee pot, same tilt of her wrist. I said yes somewhere back around the 3rd, or maybe it was the 1st. She doesn't wait for the answer anymore, just fills what's empty. And the mug's warm when it shouldn't be. I didn't ask for more, but my hands were already reaching before the question left her mouth. She says another one, like she's reading the weather, not asking, confirming what's already happening. I'm not, because that's what my chin does now. It's not a choice, it's muscle memory wearing my face. The clock behind her says it's late or early, depending on what you're counting. I've stopped counting. The saucers stack themselves, a small tower of things I didn't order. kept arriving, and the cream is untouched on the side. The sugar bowl knows my name. She slides it closer without being asked. That's the part that gets me, the knowing. She says another one, like she's reading the weather, not asking, confirming what's already happening. I nod because that's what my chin does now. It's not a choice, it's muscle memory wearing my face. Asked me once if I was okay. I said I'm fine. Same way I say yes to the coffee. Same mouth, same automatic door. Same automatic door, swinging the same way every time. She says another one, like she's reading the weather, not asking, confirming what's already happening. I nod because that's what my chin does now. It's not a choice, it's muscle memory wearing my face. And she keeps pouring, she keeps pouring. She keeps pouring. The screen is lit and her name is there, where it has always been. My thumb is warm from holding the phone. 1 degree of pressure between me and calling. 1 degree, and I hold it there. The phone knows the shape of my grip, the way my hand curves around the weight. It knows I stop at this screen every night, and it waits like it is patient. I could press it, 1 tap and it rings. 1 tap and the silence breaks, but the thumb stays where it lands. Not pressing, not leaving, just hovering over what used to be. I changed her photo once, moved it from the first row to the second. There was October, or the month that felt like October. Now there's just the letters of her name and a number I know by heart, which is exactly the problem. The battery dies slow and the screen stays on. I watch the percentage drop. 19%, 18. My thumb has not moved. I could press it, one tap and it rings. One tap and the silence breaks. But the thumb stays where it lands. Not pressing, not leaving, just hovering over what used to be. Last time I called, the phone rang through the voicemail, and her voice said, "Leave a message." So I did. I said nothing for 12 seconds, then hung up. That was the most honest thing I have ever done. 12 seconds of nothing. 12 seconds of everything I meant, played on silence. I could press it, one tap and it rings. But the thumb knows what the heart will not admit, that hovering is the closest thing I have to touching her. And I'm not ready to lose that too. So the thumb stays. The thumb stays. The thumb stays. I know these stairs by tread count. 17 from the third floor to the second. 14 from the second to the first. I count them every time, not because I might fall, because I want to notice each one. The handrail is cold under my palm, the same temperature as the last time, and the time before that. My feet find the edges without looking down. The body remembers what the mind pretends to forget. Every floor looks the same from the stairwell. The same light, the same wall, the same door. I could stop on any landing, turn the handle, walk into someone else's life. keep going down. There used to be a reason I came down here, a room number or a name on a mailbox. Now I take the stairs like a prayer, repeated until the meaning wears through and something underneath shows. 13 steps left, my hand leaves the rail. I balance on nothing but habit and the faith that the next step will be there. Every floor looks the same from the stairwell, the same light, the same wall, the same door. I could stop on any landing, turn the handle, walk into someone else's life, but I keep going down. The ground floor has a fire exit. Push bar and you are outside. In the weather, in the world, I have never pushed it. I always turn around and climb back up, so I can come down again. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I will count them again. 17, 14, 13. Every floor looks the same from the stairwell, the same light, the same wall, the same door. And I could stop, but I choose the bottom, because the descent is the only thing I still control. So I keep going down, one step at a time.
One step, another. The stairwell echoes. The stairwell echoes.
The silver Civic turns onto maple. I know the dent in the left rear fender. I know the crack across the taillight, because I watched her back into a mailbox in March, and she laughed for 10 minutes. But the hands on the wheel are not her hands. The profile in the driver's seat does not turn to check the mirror the way she did, and the car does not know the difference. Someone else is driving her car down my street. Someone else is sitting where I sat, and the song I'm writing about it is just another thing she will never hear. This is the sound of washing. I used to write these verses in my head before they happened. Practice for the moment, but there is no practice for a silver Civic turning left on Maple with a stranger's hands on 10 and 2. is adjusted wrong. I can tell from here. The rearview mirror is angled for someone taller. The car carries her things, but it does not carry her. Someone else is driving her car down my street. Someone else is sitting where I sat. And the song I am writing about it is just another thing she will never hear. This is the sound of watching. Here's what the song knows: that she sold the car last Tuesday, that the new owner has no face to me, that I am not singing about her anymore. I am singing about a silver Civic and a dent in the fender, and the way my chest tightens when a stranger turns left on Maple. The song knows, and I know, and the street does not care. Someone else is driving her car down my street. Someone else is sitting where I sat. And this song is just a witness standing on the sidewalk, watching the theft happen in broad daylight. And I am the only one who notices. I stopped standing here. The blue scarf on the back of the door has been there since November. I moved it once to vacuum, then put it back in the same place. Not because it belongs there, because it belongs somewhere. The coffee mug with the chip on the rim, she bought it at a garage sale in Dayton. I drink from it every morning, not as a ritual. It is just the mug that is clean. The things she left are not hers anymore. They are mine by silence, by not giving them away, by not throwing them out, by walking past the scarf every morning and calling that living. I know what this looks like. I watched myself in the mirror last Tuesday, holding her bookmark between 2 pages of a book I will never finish. And I thought, this is a scene from someone else's song. Then I kept reading. The shampoo bottle in the shower is 3/4 full and will stay that way, because I use the other brand, but it sits on the shelf like a guest who stopped being asked to leave. The things she left are not hers anymore. They are mine by silence, by not giving them away, by not throwing them out, by walking past the scarf every morning and calling that living. After the car turned the corner on Maple, I came home and the scarf was still on the door. The mug was still in the cabinet. The bookmark was still on page 214. And none of it had changed, only I had changed. And the room could not tell the difference. The room could not tell. The objects do not know. They just sit where she left them, and I sit where I am. The things she left are not hers anymore. They are mine by default, by the quiet agreement between a man and a room full of evidence that someone was here and now is somewhere else. And the scarf stays on the door. The scarf stays on the door. Page 214.
I asked for 1 glass at the front desk. They gave me 2. That was 4 nights ago. I've been drinking from the one on the left. The one on the right has water in it. Room temperature. From the first night.
I could pour it out. I could call down and say I only need 1.
But the second glass sits there, like it is waiting for someone to pick it up. And I'm not ready to admit no one is coming.
2 glasses on the nightstand, 1 empty, 1 full, and I carry them both from city to city, packing them into my suitcase each morning setting them out each night. A ritual I did not choose for a guest who will not arrive. The maid replaced the towels today. She did not touch the glasses. She saw 2 glasses and assumed 2 people. That is what 2 glasses mean. In any language, in any hotel, in any town, she made the bed on both sides. The water in the right glass has evaporated, maybe a centimeter since Monday. At this rate, it will be gone by August, and I will have an explanation for why there is only 1 glass, and I do not want that explanation. 2 glasses on the nightstand, 1 empty, 1 full, and I carry them both from city to city, packing them into my suitcase each morning, setting them out each night. A ritual I did not choose for a guest who will not arrive. I've stayed in 14 hotels since March. In every one I set out 2 glasses. I do not know when this started. I do not know how to stop. The front desk always gives me 2. I never correct them. 14 hotels, 14 nightstands, 28 glasses and half of them full of water. No one will drink. 2 glasses on the nightstand, 1 empty, 1 full, and I have carried them through 14 cities, waiting for a hand that will not reach. The hotel does not ask why I need 2, and I do not tell them that the second glass is the only thing that makes this room feel like it could have been ours. The jacket has been in my hands for 40 minutes. I'm standing in the kitchen. The garbage bag is open on the floor. The jacket is brown corduroy, missing the second button from the top. It has a stain on the left pocket from something I cannot remember. My arms know how to drop things. They have dropped keys and phones and groceries. They have dropped everything I have ever held, but they will not drop this. And I do not know which muscle is responsible for letting go. If I throw it out, I am someone who throws things out. If I put it back, I am someone who keeps things. And I have been both, and neither one is who I wanna be. Standing in the kitchen with a jacket at 10 in the evening. She never wore this jacket. She wore a green one and a gray one. This one was mine before she arrived, and mine after she left. It has nothing to do with her, which might be the problem. It has only to do with me and what I am willing to part with. The garbage bag is patient. It does not judge what goes in. It just holds and waits for me to decide what kind of man stands in his kitchen holding a brown corduroy jacket for 41 minutes now. If I throw it out, I am someone who throws things out. If I put it back, I am someone who keeps things. And I have been both, and neither one is who I wanna be. Standing in the kitchen with a jacket at 10 in the evening. Check the pockets twice. A receipt from a hardware store, $2 in change. A movie ticket from a film I saw alone. Nothing of hers, nothing that matters. Just the weight of a jacket in the hands of a man who cannot put it down. 42 minutes. The garbage bag yawns open. The jacket waits, I wait. If I throw it out, I am someone who throws things out. If I put it back, I am someone who keeps things. And either way the jacket wins, and either way I stand here a little longer than I should, with a brown corduroy jacket that has nothing to do with her, and everything to do with what I cannot release. So I fold it and put it back in the closet for now. His hands are empty. The phone lies face up on the table.
I can see the whole screen from here, without touching it, without lifting it, without giving it the satisfaction of my fingers. I turned the volume all the way up so I would not miss the vibration, so I would not miss the chime, so the room would change when she decides to change it. And I am not waiting for words, I am not waiting for a sentence or a question. I am waiting for the screen to light with a name that proves I exist to someone who is not in this room. That is all. That is everything. The battery is at 40%. I could plug it in, but the cord does not reach the table, and I will not move closer to the wall, because the table is where I sit, and the wall is where the outlet is. And she might write while I am moving. I checked the signal strength, 4 bars. I checked that I did not accidentally mute, I did not. I checked that my ringer is on, it is. Everything is ready for something that has no reason to come. And I'm not waiting for words, I am not waiting for a sentence or a question. I am waiting for the screen to light with a name that proves I exist to someone who is not in this room. That is all. That is everything. She went to bed 2 hours ago. I know, because the green dot disappeared from next to her name. The green dot that says active, the green dot that says reachable, the green dot that is no longer green. And the room is the same size it was, but it feels like the walls moved in 2 inches on every side. The screen stays dark, the phone stays face up, the battery drops to 38, and I am not waiting for words, I am not waiting for forgiveness or explanation. I am waiting for a glow in a dark room that says, someone remembered I am here. And the phone lies face up, and the screen stays black, and I sit with it, like sitting with someone who has already left. The screen stays black. 37%.
suitcase is open on the bed, like a wound I have to fill. I am standing in the doorway, neither in nor out, with 3 shirts in my left hand and every reason to stay. In a room I can close the door on. The ticket says depart at 6. The clock above the stove says 4. I have 2 hours to decide who I am when I wake up tomorrow, in a bed I have not bought sheets for yet. What you pack is who you will be. What you leave is who you were. And I am standing over a suitcase, making a list of things I can live without. She is not on it, but the jacket is, and I do not know what that means. Toothbrush goes in, that is easy. The book I have been reading since December goes in the side pocket. That is all so easy. The photograph on the refrigerator stays where it is. That is the hardest thing I have ever not done. The taxi is scheduled for 5:30. I could cancel it from this phone. In 3 taps, I have counted them. 1, 2, 3, and the whole future changes. What you pack is who you will be. What you leave is who you were. And I am standing over a suitcase, making a list of things I can live without. She is not on it, but the jacket is, and I do not know what that means. Here is what is in the suitcase: 3 shirts, 1 pair of boots, a book from December, a phone charger, a jacket that has nothing to do with her. And here is what is not:
The photograph,
the second glass,
the bookmark,
on page 214, the scarf on the back of the door. Everything I could not throw away is everything I cannot take with me. And the suitcase is full of the light things. What you pack is who you will be. What you pack is who you will be. What you leave is who you were. What you leave is who you were. And I'm closing a suitcase on a room full of evidence. And the jacket goes with me, and the scarf stays on the door. And I do not know if I am leaving or just packing lighter for a heaviness that will follow me anyway.
not from passion, from refusing to stop. Every chord was a sentence I could not speak, every progression a conversation I was having with a woman who was not in the room. And the guitar answered in a voice, or I imagined it did. For 6 months I leaned on the neck, like a man leans on a railing. Not for music, for standing. And tonight I am putting it down, not gently, not carefully, not the way you lay a child in a crib, the way you sit down a tool. When the work is finished, or the work has finished you. I learned a favorite song in April, played it every night until June, then forgot it on purpose in July. Now my hands remember shapes that my mind has released, muscle memory wearing my fingers like a coat I cannot take off. The strings are old and flat, they have not been changed since May, because new strings would mean I plan to keep playing, and I do not know if I do it tonight. I am putting it down, not gently, not carefully, not the way you lay a child in a crib, the way you set down a tool. When the work is finished, or the work has finished you. The case is under the bed, I pull it out by the handle. The velvet inside still smells like the store where I bought it 4 years ago. Before she was in the picture, before the picture was on the refrigerator, before the refrigerator was something I noticed. I lay the guitar in the velvet, neck first in the body. It fits the way it always fit, like it was made for this. The latch is closed, 1, 2, the sound of small metal, that means something is sealed. Tonight I am putting it down, tonight I
either the end of something or the beginning of something else, and I will find out which. Two latches, two latches, two latches. The room is quiet in a new way. I made 2 cups this morning, not on purpose. The hand reached for the second mug before the mind was awake enough to stop it. The water was already boiling, the second bag already steeping. By the time I noticed, 1 cup sits on the counter, steam rising from the surface. The other is in my hands, warming the palms, and the counter is further away than it used to be. 2 cups on a morning when 1 is enough, and the extra 1 is not a memorial. It is just the hands remembering a weight they used to carry before the weight was gone, and the hands have not received the news yet. I drink from mine and watch the steam slow on hers. It will be cold in 20 minutes, and I will pour it out and rinse the mug and put it back in the cabinet where it waits for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow I might make 1 cup. Tomorrow the hand might forget. Tomorrow the water might boil for a single mug. But today is not tomorrow, and the second cup is already made. Yeah, 2 cups on a morning when 1 is enough, and the extra 1 is not a memorial. It is just the hands remembering a weight they used to carry before the weight was gone, and the hands have not received the news yet. The guitar is under the bed, the case is latched, the scarf is still on the door, and I made 2 cups of coffee because the body does not consult the mind before it makes the things it has always made. 1 cup, 2 cups, the steam rises on both. 2 cups on a morning when 1 is enough, and maybe tomorrow there will be 1, and maybe the day after that the hand will reach for a single mug, and the water will boil for 1, and the cabinet will hold the other,
without waiting. But today the steam rises twice, and I drink one, and I watch the other, and that is the morning.
Steam on one,
Steam on the other.
the morning is quiet in a new way.
The rain comes down in sheets tonight, and I'm standing at the window, watching it do what I cannot. It moves without asking permission. It falls without deciding to fall. It collects in the gutter and flows somewhere I will never follow. The street is a river now, a shallow one but moving, the way I used to move before movement required a reason, before stillness became the default, before I learned to watch instead of go. And the rain does what I cannot. It lets go of the sky without a fight. It hits the ground and does not stay. It does not pack a suitcase. It does not count the minutes. It does not check the screen. It just falls. I press my hand against the glass. The rain presses back from the other side of a surface that neither of us can cross. And the bass walks underneath us both, like a third thing that does not choose sides, just keeps walking. The water finds every crack in the pavement, every low place, every place that collects. And I think that is what missing someone does. It finds the cracks and settles in. And the rain does what I cannot. It lets go of the sky without a fight. It hits the ground and does not stay. It does not pack a suitcase. It does not count the minutes. It does not check the screen. It just falls. Tomorrow the street will be dry and I will still be standing here. The rain does not stay to witness the clearing. It falls and it leaves, and whatever it touched, it does not claim. It just moves through, moves through, like light through a window, like sound through a wall, like someone through a room. And the rain does what I cannot. It lets go of the sky There is a glass on the nightstand, the one that has been there since November. The water in it has evaporated to a thin line at the bottom. And tonight I'm going to pour the rest out in the sink and not refill it. This is not a ceremony. This is not a gesture. This is a man standing in his kitchen, pouring water from a glass into a drain and watching it go. And the last glass goes dry. The way everything goes dry, given enough time, and I stand here with an empty glass that used to hold something I did not ask for, and now holds nothing, which is closer to what I needed. The scarf is still on the door. The bookmark is still on page 214. The second mug is in the cabinet. The jacket is in the closet where I put it back. The guitar is under the bed. The photograph is on the refrigerator, and they will all be there when I turn out the light. They do not need me to see them to be where they are. They do not need my attention to exist. They were here before I noticed, and they will be here after I stop. And the last glass goes dry. The way everything goes dry, given enough time, and I stand here with an empty glass that used to hold something I did not ask for, and now holds nothing, which is closer to what I needed. A glass arrived in this room uninvited, sat on the nightstand and stayed. And I built 16 evenings around it, counted the stairs to the kitchen, held the phone like a rosary, stood over a suitcase making lists, laid the guitar in its velvet case, and watched the rain do what I could not. And now I pour the last of it out and set the glass in the cabinet next to the other one, and they stand there together, empty and ordinary. And I walk to the wall where the switch is, and the last glass goes dry, and the last light goes out, and the room does not end when I stop seeing it. The photograph is on the door in the dark. The photograph is on the refrigerator in the dark. And I am standing in the dark with everything I could not throw away, and everything I could not take with me. And the dark does not ask me to choose. The dark accepts it all. And the quiet theft is over, and what remains is just a room in the dark with me in it, and that is enough.